is right there, and of course we'll be keeping you updated on what comes out of that. 13 people have lost their lives in that unfortunate accident, and this is a developing story that we will give you more details on as it unfolds. But instead, now time for hot topics, and joining me for that conversation, we have Cheptoek Boy, who's an editor with The Standard, as well as Esther Diana, who is a writer of the Nairobi, and you just have English names peke yake. Yeah. Very interesting, but I mean, it's neither here nor there, is it? Now, there's a topic I'm quite anxious and really anticipating to see how it unfolds. That's Eliud Kipchoge's goal to beat his own time. What do you think about it, Boy? Are you rooting for him?
Of course, I'm rooting for him, being a Kenyan, and and his determination to set a new record. It's definitely a good aspect. So right now he has 2 minutes, 2 hours, 1 minute and 39 seconds. Yes. And he wants to break it to 1 hour, 59
just under
minutes with several seconds.
Yes.
I pray for him.
You're praying for him?
Yeah,
it's incredible, but he keeps saying it's implying that it's all in the mind, and you can actually master yourself to a point that you can achieve such feats. And of course, as you can see on your screen, there he is in past races, and we're just hoping that he actually does us proud. I know one of the things, we have our own problems, but one of the things we can be absolutely proud about is our athletes.
He's going to bring a trophy either way. Whether he breaks or not, he's still a hero. And in an interview with the BBC, he said it's all about the belief and determination. So I know he's prepared enough. I know his attitude is good. So it's only prayers. So,
and he has very huge corporations behind him. He was working with Nike, I think, giving him the right shoes to actually make him light enough. Or I don't know the technical issues with the feet and shoes.
At least shoes are light enough.
But they were trying to make it easier for him to make it and of course achieve this feat, and I'm hoping that he does it. Diana, what's your take on this?
I believe in what he says. It all begins with the mind. So whatever the mind says, he puts it into practice. And actually, he's a legend. He's been working. And we all expect nothing but the best.
Nothing but the best. And he's doing us proud. I hope he keeps on doing that. And of course, we're going to be keeping our eye out on that and just hoping that Kipchoge keeps jogging, like the song. The song.
Yashiski song.
Yes, keep jogging. Yeah, it's really catchy, and I'll be playing that on the day of the as I watch.
I think I'll be doing that on Insta.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of social media, on a sad note, we do know of the 2 victims of that ferry tragedy, a mother and daughter, plunged into the ocean after their probox they were driving, or they were in, just rolled off the ramp and went into the ocean. And there have been there has been a search. We have said all manner of things, condemned ourselves for not being ready for tragedies. And as you can see that very clearly, as the professionals have said, it is not seaworthy and it has no business carrying that amount of people. We're told hundreds of thousands use that every day, and at least 6,000 vehicles use it, and it is not working right. And clearly that incident,
because that is just one way.
Yes, so imagine it comes several times a day, and everybody needs to actually crisscross in between the island and the mainland. So it is something that's quite needed in the area, but obviously we're not doing well enough in terms of even procurement, because it was condemned as not seaworthy. But then we had people coming online saying all manner of things, but an unfortunate thing with social media is that we cannot control what people say, and negative views are also coming out about the victims.
Yes, they were attacking the lady, they attacked her behavior, how she was and all that. I'm like,
what happened to us?
What happened to us? Why are we so angry people?
And
really sad.
Traditionally, as Africans, we have this sense of respect for the dead. Yeah, her body is not even out of the water, and we are talking about it. What do you think about this sort of negativity that is always cropping up from social media?
Yeah, it's quite unfortunate, and means I was looking at the comments on Facebook and Instagram, and there were ladies all over trolling her and saying the dead body, this woman, this woman, that. Okay. Yes. I feel like in the African context, people tend to fear, like when someone is gone, you have little or nothing to say. We believe that only good stuff should be said about the dead.
Yeah.
And then there is also the part where people are trying to talk about the sea dive, I think. Was seen in a video trying to go to the rescue, but he reached a point and came back.
Yes.
Like, people need just to learn that there's so many things this guy actually considered.
Yes.
There's so many things in the ocean, like the currents, the waves.
True.
There's so many stuff.
And he can barely see a few meters, and not even
dark.
meters. It's very murky waters. So
the deepest routes.
Yes.
It's where the top ships enter inside and dock inside the port and dock. So it's one of the deepest areas. So again, you have to be really professional and know when it's becoming too hectic or you can't deal with it, and save your own life at first before you save other people. But talking about social media, I'm thinking the lady is not here to defend herself.
yes.
So as much as you talk bad about her, she's not here to come and say, oh no, hold up, that is not right about me, this is about this and this and this. So it is really sad. People should just shut up and let the family heal.
Shut up. And you know, there's a husband seated by that area waiting to see if the wife, there's a family that is grieving, waiting to see if those bodies will be recovered. So it's pretty unfortunate, but you know, social media has its positives and its negatives. So that, I mean, it's commonplace to have this happening. So hopefully we're going to tone down and just be more, send positive energy to the family. But let's move on. There's a story about a Tanzanian socialite, Wema Sepetu, who had her bad and bougie party. That was what it was tagged. And of course, she had a one-of-a-kind, gift that was given to her by her best friend. What is her name? Ezekiel? Auntie Ezekiel.
So her best friend is a Tanzanian actress, and she gifted her a car worth 1.3 million.
Wow.
Just as a bestie. I need those friends. My friends out there,
I need to rethink.
You need to follow such things. It doesn't have to be 1.3, but I need a car.
Yeah, hint,
out
hint.
there, I'm hinting. I'm telling them, not even hinting.
Do you have such friends?
It's good for her, but I think that such friends are built.
Yeah.
They don't just come out of nowhere. So chances are these people have been together for quite a long time.
They've been friends for long, been through some rough patches, but they have been friends.
So they have
for
something to celebrate, and it's worth it.
Yeah, something to celebrate, and also the money that goes
But
with it.
does it now hype the birthday gift she needs to give her, what Wema needs to give her? Because now, if you give me a car for 1.3,
so what am I supposed
and my budget for your birthday causes a scarf or a pair of high heels, you should take it and be happy, because that is what I can afford.
But you know, we're talking about this, the actresses, and they're basically Tanzania's who's who. They're rich, so probably they can afford to play on this particular level. Yeah, I mean, I don't know about your friends, but I'm not sure. Mine are going to be gifting me. Yeah, it's a hint, but hopefully they. When's your birthday, by the way?
Oh, it passed last weekend.
Oh, okay. Oh, Pole. Happy birthday, belated.
No, I'm
birthday.
planning, it's early. Planning for next year.
Okay, yeah. Yes. So get to budgeting and saving for that. And also, that is on the page, what is it called?
Page 27 of the Nairobi.
Heads Up. This is a page on the Nairobi, and it just gives you a roundup of what's making headlines in terms of the entertainment business. And they're also telling us that Anerlisa Muigai is going to be relocating to Tanzania. And I suspect this has to do with her husband, is that the husband already? Boyfriend, fiance, yes, is Tanzanian. So basically, probably she's moving there because of that.
The fiance has been convincing her to move to Tanzania, and this is what she posted. She said, my baby has been trying to convince me to move to Tanzania permanently, but I'm not sure how possible that is. So it's something that she's still thinking about it, yes or no, and all that.
And she has a lot of business interests in the country. I mean, moving away from your home is difficult, and I'm sure it's not easy for the fiancé also to be living here, you know?
You imagine how many flight fares, trips.
But they can afford it.
No, it reaches a point where it becomes too tight, and then now you have to figure out where are we going to settle down? Are we going to settle down in Kenya or Tanzania, or both ways? If it's both ways, on what months and period of the year are we going to be in Kenya and Tanzania? Because now if they stay in Kenya, his music career will suffer. If they stay in Tanzania, her career in Kenya is going to suffer. So it's going to be a thing of give and take.
Yes. And perhaps maybe this kind of decision should come maybe after the marriage.
After the after the actual wedding.
Yes. What do you think about this?
Lately, we've been having the initiative of building bridges, and it's more like the handshake.
Yeah.
And the music scene has just expounded it across the borders, the East African borders. Speaking of Diamond Platnumz, has been able to bring together 3 East African countries.
By having 3 baby mamas, you mean
he
in
just
3
took
different...
our Tanasha.
Yes, Tanasha, Zari.
The likes of Alikiba, he crossed the border as well. So, like, it's happening.
Diamond is an East African community by himself.
Himself, in his own
family.
Yeah, his own family is all spread across East
because
Africa.
Of Hamisa,
there were
the
some
fellow
allegations
Tanzania,
even of
our
Burundi,
Tanasha, and now Zari. So full East Africa. No, not yet. He has to go to Rwanda
and Sudan, Ethiopia. We still have a few more countries for Diamond to cover, but clearly the handshake, as she's putting it, is hard at work, even East Africa-wise. Then there is the question back to social media. Are your social media friends your real friends? And this became a question quite apparent when Mishi Dora made an appeal on social media for help, medical appeal, but nobody was stepping up to the plate. Yet she herself is quite, helpful when it comes to other people when they're in need. So she was asking people, what did she do to them?
Mishidora seek for medical appeal to pay her bills, which had accumulated, I think, to 147,000 shillings, and she was admitted at Nairobi Women's Hospital earlier on Monday last week, and she needed 100,000 for her to continue with the treatment. Apparently, they had disconnected her oxygen, which was needed, which is part of her treatment, and she went online and she said it took a lot from her. She, we are proud creatures.
Yes.
Apart from that, you deal with your own issues, but now it has become too much. And then she went online and asked for guys not at least contribute something up to 100. The rest I will figure out. But it seems people are not contributing, and she did another post where she said she's learned from the situation and all that, blah, 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 blah. But social media, people are your friends. I think they're just there for entertainment and what she posts.
Yeah, it's quite unfortunate that it would come to dawn on her in that way when she actually needs real help and nobody's stepping out the way she would hope and the way she had been. But clearly, social media and real life are 2 separate things, and sometimes you shouldn't get those lines blurred. Hopefully, she got the money that she needed to, because it's a matter of her life. You shouldn't, make light of it. But clearly, social media friends are not, your friends.
They're not your true friends.
Yes. Diana?
I'd say there are no friends on social media. It's just a lifestyle people have chosen.
Yeah.
And there's a difference between the reality you create and the reality that exists. So maybe she lived hoping that my followers, the people, the celebrities
because they tell you they love
her,
you every day.
You post a photo, everyone is there, you look beautiful. They also want to meet you. They don't know you have your own struggles. But then when you come out and say that I need this and this help, little or none would come out.
Then it becomes a story. Everybody is talking about
it. So hopefully this is, it's quite sad, but it's a lesson learned, even for us, who are in the public. We're on TV every day, and perhaps you might be thinking the people who are professing their love will step up. But obviously, social media is a completely different animal, and we need to, respect that. And of course, we have been told that there are top 10 of the top 10 Kenyans who make the world's most influential people include Teacher Tabachi, which I think is quite true. He even met President Donald Trump. And then we have Larry Madowo. I still believe that is true. He has social media clout. And of course, last but not least, we are told that Stephen Sang, the Nandi governor that you're seeing on screen, is also one of the top influential people. What do you make of this list?
In terms of politics, it might be true because we are very political in this country.
But is it regionally or national-wide?
Nationally, we're very political. But when you go online, topics of discussion is politics, then entertainment, then health issues.
Yes.
So you were very political. So that might be true.
But of the political, why not the president or, you know, Raila Odinga?
I think it was on a particular category of age. It was age. So according to this age limitations.
Okay, Dan, do you agree with this list?
I'd agree on the first two.
Yeah? Larry Madowo and
Larry
Madowo,
yes. Yeah. Larry Madowo specifically. I register with the influence he has.
Yes.
I do.
So I guess we do agree partly. I feel like maybe for the people who are into politics and in that age group, then you would agree with Stephen Sang, the governor for Nandi, as quite the influencer. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll have more for you right here on Morning Express.
This is KTN News.